Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Hi. Hello. Sorry for the ASMR. I didn't know how to start this stream, so that just felt right, you know? Hi. Hello, everyone. I was planning on doing that cool streamer thing where, like, you see the chat of people who were talking before the stream and you welcome them to the stream, then you say their names and you're like, welcome. But, there's a lot of you. Hi. So before I start, I'm going to mention a few things. One, this stream and the previous stream are test streams. They're to see if my internet can handle this, because I recently changed my internet settings. We got a new modem and stuff. So if there's buffering, if there's any major issues, that is what the stream is for, to see if I can stream at all. Two, this stream will be in English. I speak English. That's all I speak. I am trying to learn both Japanese and Korean, but I'm bad at them. So you can send stuff in Japanese or Korean and I might look at it and like try and parse it and stare at the kanji for far too long. But yeah, this stream is mostly in English. Almost all in English. So I am sorry. And third, the stream will be saved. I actually put in the description this time a link directly to my live streams playlist. So if you missed the last one, the first part of the stream is there. It's nothing super special. I mean, we only got through the verse of the song that I'm going to be tuning. But yeah. So, yeah. Hi. Konnichiwa. I could read that. I can read hiragana. That's it. Alright, so let's get started. First off, I'm just gonna show you my desktop. Look at that. It's an idol girl. Her name is Kyoko. She's pretty good. So I'm gonna open the song. Boop. Here's the song. And I guess I will play it for you guys as well. I played it last stream, but we should probably play it this stream so people who missed the last stream know what the song is. Are you Circus-P? Yeah. Yeah, that's me. Hello. Is Slep here this time? I don't know. Everyone I know has been no one's like awake right now. For some reason the stars I know I need to update FL Studio later. The stars aligned like last stream and like everyone was here. Today I'm guessing not many people will be here. So you're my favorite producer? Oh, well, thank you. I love your voice. Oh, thanks. I feel like it can be a bit grating sometimes, but I'm glad you like it. Forgot to say yes, I'm a boy. You're right. I'm a man. I am a dude. I, for some reason, give off the idea that through my songs, people assume that I'm a girl. I'm not. I'm a dude. Hello. Hello. Man, I was a huge fan when the Circus-P channel was still up. I was so confused at first when things shifted over to here. Circus-P? Do you mean like, I had two channels before. I had Cheez-Its Are Yummy, which is still up. That's just like my personal YouTube now that I use to watch stuff and favorite stuff and don't post anything. And then I had an old YouTube channel called Matt95. That's where I kind of got my start, and I posted a lot of covers of pop songs that were of questionable quality. So yeah. I love your laugh. Aw, thanks. My favorite song you made is Goodbye. It's still a banger today. I'm glad you like it. I worked hard on that one. That one was a very emotional one. Alright, so volume, we figured out last stream that about negative 9 to 10 dB worked. So let's see. How's this sound to you guys? Oh, you're caught up to the chat today? Hopefully a little bit. Hopefully a tiny bit. I set low latency mode, but not ultra low latency mode. I did the one that at least, it's not like real time, but it's in between. I wanted to see if my internet could handle this, because last stream was awkward. Sounds like a slap. Sounds soft. Yeah, I like the acoustic sound. It sounds good. Alright. So... Whoa. Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? I just want to say that was terrifying. Because my chat froze, and the only... Hello? Hello. I'm just gonna say hello continuously. It's back? Okay, I knew this would happen. You see, this is why this test stream is here. We're gonna see how often this is. Last stream it didn't happen. This stream, something's happening. But to continue my story, the only reason I knew I was back was because your collective Fs in chat all popped up at once. All of them. My mic's muted. No, it's not. I can see my thing right here. I'm very close to, like, I'm like, I could get closer. Hello. I'm like, not in the red, but like I'm getting there. My mic's muted still? I mean, I figured it wasn't. I mean, like, I know how this works. Alright. So the melody. Do we want to listen to this song with the melody or without? The melody will be an 8-bit thing. I'm going to turn it down a tiny bit. It's going to be like this. So it's like boop, boop, boop. On top of the instrumental. Or do you want to just listen to the instrumental of the song that I'm going to be tuning today? With melody? With. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. I make weird sound effects, I'm sorry. Without, both. With. Lots of withs. Wow. Alright. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go with. So this is the song that I'm going to be tuning Luka for. I'm probably just gonna play it through the first chorus. Yay! Yeah, that's it. I'm glad you guys like it. It's supposed to be a cheesy pop song. Cheese emojis. I wrote it because I wanted to write a cheesy pop song. And it's kind of the excuse I gave myself is that this is the type of song that Love Songs is written about. This is the type of, like, so much cheesy lyrics. It's called Dreaming With You. It's very cutesy. And yeah. Thanks for the cheese emojis. There they are. There they are. Nice. So yeah, I'm gonna just resume tuning. I didn't do any changes to this, so I'm not saving. There we go. Alright. So, double click this. Don't rename it. Double click this. Whoa, wait, whoa. Is it in English? Yes, I speak English, so it's in English. Sorry. Sadly, I have to leave, but keep up the good work. Oh, well, thanks for coming by. Bye, Paige. How do you come up with song melodies and stuff? I kind of... just, as I go, just kind of... I write chords first. And then those chords kind of... Well, I set the bass first. The bass note is kind of the driving force of the entire song. Like, the bass is the bass is the bass of the song. So, I start with that. Then I make chords that go with that. Sometimes they're your basic chords, you know, there's no like sevenths or ninths or whatever, but sometimes they're weird. And then I write a melody on top of that, to go with it. And with this song, I wrote the melody and lyrics together at the same time. What do you think about Utao compared to Vocaloid, especially the ease of use of both? Vocaloid's a lot easier. But Utao, you have more control, and while it is both, while it can be nice, it's also like a scary thing. So, both have their perks. I personally, I actually really like Utao. It's fun because there's such a wide variety of voices. But Vocaloid really is just so easy to use, my goodness. I've never seen the Vocaloid program in use before, so I'm excited to see. Oh, well, this is Vocaloid 4. It's not the latest version of Vocaloid, because we tried that last stream, and I found out there's no line tool in Vocaloid 5, and then I closed it. I might go back to it after I at least input all the pitches, but I like to do pitch bend editing in a program that at least has a line tool. What about Yorutao Aido Ishiyame? Well, he's fun to use, but that's because I know his voice bank. Because it's, like, Utao is... The way I described it to someone was Utao requires so much knowledge of linguistics and how to, like, program the voice bank and, like, the behind-the-scenes because it's so customizable, that once you get into Utao, you very rarely will not make your own voice bank. Because you need that knowledge to tune. Like, almost every single Utao person I know has their own Utao because that's knowledge that they have because they had to learn that knowledge just to tune an Utao. So so yeah, that's my opinion on Utao. I think it's great, but it's like the sandbox of vocal synths, I guess. The Minecraft of vocal synths. Creeper. Anyways, here's Luka. I'm gonna play what I have so far.
We've been awake for hours and hours and wanna let you go. I can't explain the way you make me feel, the way you make me whole. But baby, with you, I would go anywhere. Nothing ever compares to you. Couldn't even say it, but I knew I meant it.
That's all I got. It's a bit bland right now. The pitch bends are just to make it sound nice, you know, because without them, it doesn't sound like singing, it just sounds flat. So, but I do multiple phases of tuning. I do all the bass pitch bends, and then I try and do, I don't know if I might do brightness editing in here, in Vocaloid 4, and then I'm gonna move to Vocaloid 5 for, adding vibratos, because Vocaloid 5, if anything, has an incredible vibrato tool. It is They did good with that. That was great. And it also has a great breathiness tool. The air and breathy sounds of Vocaloid 5 sound way better than all previous iterations. So editing that I do in Vocaloid 5, and maybe adding some vocal fry. Depends. This is super late, but there is a line tool in Vocaloid 5? Really? Where is it? We couldn't find it last time, and everyone told me there wasn't one. Do you have anyone you would sing this to, like a lover? No. Sometimes you just want to write songs, you know? Yeah. There isn't a line tool. Okay, I'm getting mixed. We're gonna open Vocaloid 5 eventually. We're gonna do that. So I'll look at it then. Have you been to Miku Expo, and if so, what is it like? I've been to it twice, but my first experience is not the standard experience because my song won the contest, so I got to meet like Krypton and the CEO of Krypton and like Miku's dad, and it was like an emotional thing because the CEO of Krypton saw me cry. That's not your standard Miku Expo experience. But then Miku Expo last year, 2018, I went with Empath-P, and we went to the one in DC, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. We watched from the way back because I'm very tall, so it doesn't matter. And I cried when Decade was played because Decade is great. But wait, Miku has a dad? Yeah, you know, people had to make Miku.
And I can.
Well, one of Miku's dads. Miku has many. In fact, I think the one that people classify as Miku's dad wasn't there. But in my mind, you know. One day I'll meet you and I will cry because I grew up along with your music. Oh, that's sweet. I go to conventions no, I'd say decently often, but it's really like maybe 2 or 3 a year. But if you go to anime conventions, there's a chance I go there.
And I can.
How tall are you? I am 6'4". Oh yeah, I need to tune this part. Okay, so it's... And I can hear my heart beating. Alright, it's off tune, but I got the idea of what I want. Circus, you should go to Anime Expo 2020. I'm good. The biggest convention I go to is Katsucon, and even to me that's like big, and I get overwhelmed, and I'm like, there's so many people. And I've seen someone describe Katsucon as not very big, as like a medium-sized convention, and I was like, you fool. What? Katsucon's huge. So if there are conventions bigger than that out there, I'm afraid to know of them, because my world is so small that Katsucon's the biggest convention in existence, and I'm afraid to go anywhere else.
And I can hear my.
Ooh. We're not into that. Luka. If I do this.
And I can hear my.
Alright. Will you cover your own songs again like you did with Different Seas? Yeah, I do so on my Patreon quite a bit. I actually did it last month for the song Cause and Effect, which I shared in the last stream. I sang a version of that. It was fun.
And I can hear my.
I think I want a slower transition there.
And I can hear my.
Hopefully it'll be at Katsucon. But also I kind of... Katsucon's my for fun convention. I recently went to Anime Midwest. I was... Empath-P, the owner of Voc America, sometimes invites me to go to conventions as like a guest with her. So when I go to those conventions, that's when I'm really open to like meeting people and just being, and like we did like an autograph signing at the last one, and I met a lot of people who were very, very nice, and it was a lot of fun. Toricon also last year, earlier this year actually, I went and I was a guest, and it was so fun and so nice. So there's a few conventions I go to. I'm not sure if I will go to them next year because, you know, I don't want to promise anything, but I've gone to both of those conventions 2 years in a row at least. So, yeah.
And I can hear my heart.
Why'd you start Vocaloid? 'Cause it sounded cool. I liked how it seemed neat. It seemed like a way to like... Oh, dogs. Wow, that's great timing. It seemed like a way to like, as you can tell, I don't have the best recording environment, so I couldn't like record myself singing. So I also couldn't sing very well at all. So yeah. Also scrolls up. Really like your Lie song. I would to do a 4K resolution voice cover version. Could you allow this? Sure. Follow your heart. Go for it. What mic are you using right now? I'm using an AT2020, but like the old version. There's apparently a newer version that has like a button you can press to change stuff. I don't have that. How long have you been making music? 9 to 10 years at this point. I started when I was a wee lad. I was like 13. And yeah.
And I can hear my heart.
Is making original Vocaloid songs difficult? About as difficult as making music. You know? It's... Music making is a big, what's the word? It's a big... I want to say to-do, but that doesn't sound very nice. It is a big project. There's a lot of aspects of making a song that take a very long time, but I feel like it's worthwhile, and it's a lot of fun.
And I can hear my...
Do you speak Japanese fluently? No. Oh, I do not speak Japanese at all. Well, 少しわかります.
And I can hear my heart.
If you can go back in time and change just one thing, what would you do? That's a tough question. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Any advice for making music? I want to be a producer. Write what you want to write. Do not get into the mindset of writing something that you think will get views or likes, and think about why you're writing something. Because if you want to write something just to get views and likes, then maybe reconsider, because Vocaloid is not the best route for that.
Eating. And I can hear...
Who's your favorite Vocaloid? Luka and Miki. They're tied. I like both of them a lot.
And I can hear my heart beating.
I don't want them to make Luka squeaky. And I can hear my heart beating.
Beating.
Book recommendations for learning music theory? I'm sorry, I don't know any. I learned music theory through trial and error, and even then I don't have a very firm grasp of it. I guess I'm self-taught. As is probably prevalent in my music. If you know music theory, and you look at my music, and you're like, know that most things are happy accidents. Can you sing Breathe, Please? It's my fave. aside from echo? I just drank a lot of coffee, and I do have water next to me, so I'm staying hydrated. Don't worry. But like, I can't sing good, in general. And after I've had coffee, I sing even worse. Like, I already sound like a dying frog, but when I've had like coffee that is caffeinated and simultaneously dries out your throat and puts more mucus in your throat, it's not good. It's not cute. What's your own opinion on your own music? I'm curious. I write what I want to write. I write what I want to hear. So a lot of the times I will write songs that I just kind of want to listen to at the time, but I haven't found yet. And they're not exactly what I want them to be. I feel like I'm like 2/3, 3/4, whichever one of those is less close to my goal of how I want to sound. I'm past the 50% mark where I can listen to my music and be proud, but I still have a long way to go before I'm good in my eyes. Sing right now, please. No. Are you going to have a special guest on part 3 of your streams? Also, hi again. I don't know if there'll be a part 3. I kind of need to finish tuning this soon. I have a strict schedule I try and stick to with my Patreon. And I try and have everything done early, because I also have to make an alternate version of this song. So I might tune the rest of this off stream, depending on how far I get, is what I'm saying. Whoa. Alright, there we go. What are some of your musical inspirations? Also, have you heard the new Banks album? Yes! Oh my god, the Banks album is so good. My musical inspirations vary, really, from time to time, but the ones that were... Because, like, right now I'm listening to a lot of K-pop and simultaneously, like, indie pop artists, like Ali X, Banks, Grimes, Marina and the Diamonds, you know, Lights. I I'm listening to a lot of that while I'm also listening to a lot of, like, K-pop, you know. But when I was first getting started, the musicians that I really wanted to, like, I looked up to and was like, that sound is so cool, I want to, like, emulate that. Or, not emulate that, but I was like, I want to do what they do. And I want to write what they write, which is not a good way to look at it, because I didn't get anywhere close. But I really liked all the songs that, like, Max Martin produced for, like, Britney Spears and stuff. And I also liked all the songs Yasutaka Nakata produced, because he, like, Perfume and Capsule, and this was before Kari Pami Pami was even a thing. Like, I was looking up to these people in, like, 2009, 2010. So, so those are my two big musical inspirations. Those are kind of the ones that I'm, like, that were inspired me to get started. Who's your favorite K-pop group? Luna. Easily. And it's not just because of, like, the Stan Luna meme thing. It's because I really believe the way they were presented is very similar to, like, what I like from, like, an anime or, like, an idol game or something, because they each had their own solo tracks that you got introduced to each member first, and then they came to make their group songs, and it felt really like, you know that feeling when you watch, like, a mashup of, like, 19 songs, or, like, 2018 pop year mashup, and then there's that one time, like, Blackpink was in one of them, and you're like, ah, I know them! That's that feeling I get when I see, like, a Luna group song, because my favorite is, like, Olivia Hye, and then she, like, has this scene, and I'm like, ah, I know that one! You know? So I really like Luna, because it made me have that kind of, like, feeling that J-pop idol stuff gives me. So Luna is definitely my favorite. Sorry, I missed a lot of questions while talking about Luna. Silly question. But is it alright to support you on Patreon for a single month since can't afford to do that consistently? I don't know if you look down on that. Absolutely not. Go for it. Like, you are free to support me whenever you can and leave whenever you need to. There are no, like, you don't need to be a lifetime supporter. You can leave and come back whenever you want. Just, if you want to throw anything my way, I will happily take it, and I will not feel bad if you have to leave, because you should care about your finances first before you spend it on, like, frivolous things. Honestly, I'm frivolous. What do you think about your songs being used in animation memes? I like it. I think it's cool, because animation memes, I was talking to a friend about this. People who do those are, like, the future animators. They go so hard. They have such work ethic. Like, they do, like, these memes all the time, and they look so good, and that's, like, practice. They're getting better and better with each one. It's, like, I love it. I don't hate it at all. It's awesome. What was your first Vocaloid that I bought? Or, that I heard? Because the first one I heard was Miku in 2008. And the first one that I bought was I think Sonica. I think I got Sonica first in 2009. And then Miki shortly after. What does Sonica say? I don't know, some kind of greeting or something. Cirque, have you heard the new Sekai no Owari song with Clean Bandit? It's an absolute banger. They collabed? What? I like both of those groups and they collabed. Oh my god. I need to listen to that later. You should send it in the Patreon chat, because I will definitely click it and listen to it. Oh my gosh. What do you think of Eve's songs? I think Lupin really likes them. I don't know if I've really listened to any. I've been in and out of, like, actually consuming Vocaloid songs lately. I love Gary's stuff, like the recent one. Like the Aoi-chan will surely eat chocolate mint ice cream or whatever. I love that one. That song's stuck in my head all the time. I love your song Muffins. Oh, that's an old one. Which of Miku's English voice banks do you prefer? Oh, V4, by far. It's more powerful, it's more powerful, clearer, more powerful, better. Did I mention more powerful? Did I mention clearer? Did I mention better? Will you do any collaborations with other Vocaloid producers besides Circus-P? Oh, I've done a bunch, and I have more coming. Check out Hello Again, that's a collab with No Straight Answer. Check out Karma, was a collab with Creep-P. What else do I got? Shatter, a really old song, but that was a collab with Empath-P. I have like 3 collabs coming up. One that is just waiting on me to mix, but it's a collab with an awesome producer. One that might come out later this month is another collab with a cool producer. I've Cybernetic with Yunosuke and Harmonix, you were right. And, like, I didn't really collab with Audio for Self. He just kind of asked me to send in vocals. And I was like, yeah, and then I forget. Well, can you hear me? Am I back? It's buffering. It says I'm back. I'm gonna pretend I'm back, even though I see all the F's in chats. Hello? Wow. We're good? Okay. I just want you to know that I saw that playback happen in real time this time. It didn't, like, spam everything. So I saw you guys continue talking about stuff, and then I saw the Fs, and then I saw Welcome Back. So, yeah. Would you be able to repeat the story of Self? Oh God, no. I didn't. Did I mention that I didn't really collab on that one? He just asked me for vocals. Hello again. Ha. 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 I get it. Do you have any Project Diva games? Only the first two that were in Japanese, and then I had Project Diva X. Which is a bit blasphemous. I never played Project Diva F, or F Second, or any other game. So I have the first two, and then what people say is the worst one. How did you do the rap and You Get Me? I tuned it. It's just like the way I'm tuning this right now, but I just like tuned it. Ever notice a lot of producers have P in their name? P stands for producer. That's why. It comes from Idolmaster. Back in the day, when you played the game, like if you play a song, it would ask for your name. It would say like, because it has a weird like relationship sim aspect to it with the idols, which is kind of weird. But it's not like a full-on dating sim. You never date them, but they need to address you because you can talk to them, so you can learn about their characters more. So you put in your name, and then whenever you perform a live show, it says like produced by insert your name P, and a lot of not just Vocaloid, a lot of other aspects also picked up on that because it means that it's like your username P, like you're a producer, you created this content.
The sound of
Isn't one of your songs in Project Diva? I don't think so. They never asked me if it is, but I doubt it. I don't think it is. Circus isn't noticing me? Would you look at that? It happened. Wow. Sorry, that was... I'm sorry. What was your question or whatever you wanted to send in chat? Circus has songs inside us too. That's right. I do. It's awesome. It was a great collab. I'm really excited.
the sound of
Notice me? Hello, Nevi-chan. Oh yeah, in official Project Diva games, I don't have a song. A while ago, I sent you a video of me dancing to Nana on Discord. Oh, I think I might have seen that. I think I was busy that day, and I was like, I'll come back to this later, and then I forgot. That happens way more than you think it does. It's a me thing. It's an issue. I'm sorry. What do you think of your song Insanity? I think it's problematic. I think I have grown past that, hopefully, and I don't plan to make another song like that in the future. Because it's not a cute look. But I don't despise people for liking it, and I won't take it down. Because it is a very memorable part of not only my musical history, but also so many people, like animators' musical history, like, because it was a meme, and even if I do take it down, it's been re-uploaded in other places with like millions of views, so... And also people think I voiced, I sang a version of it in English, and it got a re-upload, and for some reason people associate it with that Mr. Creepypasta dude. What's his name? Jeff Creepypasta? That's it. Will you do some more songs of any other games besides Sister Location? Maybe? I'm trying to make it subtler now, though. I don't know if I'll do a full-on fan song, but sometimes I write songs that are inspired by things like that, but I don't say it is.
I can hear my heart beating beneath the sound of her breathing.
Hey Circus, do you think you or Slepu could email me some references of Glacier? I'd love to cosplay as them. Oh, sure. Wait, didn't you ask me for them before? And I had asked Slep if I could send them secretly, and then I forgot and probably never sent them. You can just, if you can, do I follow you on Twitter? You can DM me or at me, and then I'll follow you, and then I'll DM them to you. You'll get them. Or hold on. I know a way to do this. Hold on. Moves this over here. Boop. I have two monitors. Because I know someone's gonna ask that. Let's see. Okay. So this is the full body of Glacier. Slep at Slepuccino on Twitter drew this. This is like the reference picture that Slep drew. So it's like front and back. This is Glacier. Glacier's design. And that's all we got. There's a few other pictures of Glacier, but you've already seen them. So, yep. Hopefully that helps. That's all we got. Sorry. I have a sudden want to quote random lyrics to your songs from Patreon and make people go, "What is Joro going on about? Is he cray-cray?" Do you think that'll be fun? Follow your heart. Go for it.
Beneath the sound of her breathing.
I don't know if I still have the high quality version of the video. Mike Inel did that. I haven't been in contact with him for a while, actually, for the Lie video. Probably should have mentioned. So if you can get in contact with him and say that, like, it's okay with me, you could probably get, like, the original, like, files and stuff like that.
Beneath the sound of her breathing.
That sounds pretty alright. What's the story behind your songs? I noticed you connect all of them. Not all of them, but a lot. There's multiple, like, timelines, universes, whatever. Multiple song series that aren't blatantly connected, but are subtly connected. For example, one of my recent songs, Nana, is relevant to some other songs. And that's about it. Also, the start was a big, like, that is relevant to a lot of songs. Luniverse dead in a ditch, Circus-verse wins. Oh, the Luniverse is wild, though. My gosh. I don't know what's going on half the time. I still listen to Falling and think it's an absolute bop. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I want to continue that series. I need to write down the story for that, because I actually have it all planned out. That's the one series I want to advertise as a series. I want to have that series fully done in its entirety, and release it in scheduled chunks, like with scheduled release times, so that I'm not doing the thing that happened with Lie, where Lie and I were released, and then there was a third song, and then it was never released, and now I don't really even want to release it, so that series is, like, over. So I want to make sure the series is done so that people don't get disappointed, you know?
And I don't care.
Do you like Twice? I thought you might, since you seem to like cute idol girls. Twice is pretty good. But actually, my favorite groups that are, like, outside... I love a lot of girl groups. My favorite groups outside of Luna tend to be the more mature aesthetics, or, like, the elegant and cool stuff. Like, I love Mamamoo, CLC, And I really like for solo artists. I've been like addicted to all of Chungha's stuff. It's so good. And I really like Is One. I think that's how you say them, because their songs have that sound, and visually they look very like elegant. I like that kind of stuff, you know, not really super bright cutesy. You would think I'd like super bright cutesy because I like idol girls, but no, I like I was talking about idols. I disconnected in the middle of my idol talk. Wow. Wow. Okay. I don't know if you guys, but basic summary, I like CLC and Mamamoo, Is One, and Luna. Blackpink's pretty good. I didn't really like their recent song though. I make fun of it a lot. I feel bad, cause I loved their earlier stuff, but Blackpink's like, let's kill this love. You know, it's like, it's not really like a bop. I feel bad saying that, because visually there were some cool things about it, but G-Friend is really good. I'm not moving stuff right now.
And I don't care.
Listen, while I don't like Let's Kill This Love or Kill This Love or whatever, I love I just slammed my hand on my desk. I love that other one, the B-side to it, the one that they also perform. God, I actually forget its name because I haven't listened to it in a while. But I love that one. That one redeemed it.
And I don't care.
Redeemed the whole album for me. Not do. It was on the same album as Kill This Love. Red Velvet's really good. I got their recent album. Their B-sides are always incredible. Zimzalabim was also... I feel the same about Zimzalabim that I felt about Kill This Love. It wasn't really a bop, but I could get used to it and listen to it, but I was like, eh. Don't know what to do, that's it.
I don't care.
I like that one. That one's really good. Momoland has some pretty good songs. Do you listen to Kim Petras? I have opinions about Kim Petras. They're good ones. It's weird. I really, 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 really love her voice so much, and I want to get into her. Like, I want to listen to her songs, but a lot of her songs I've been like, I don't really like this. But recently, Sweet Spot, I've been addicted to. That's been on my playlist lately, and I've been listening to her collab with Cheat Codes nonstop because I love her voice. It is incredible. So I have a weird, like, I want to stan, but I don't yet. It will happen. Trust me. It will happen in the future. A moment of silence for Priston. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I really loved all of their stuff. I was so sad. Why windows? Because they help let light in into, you know, like, buildings. Without windows, you would be like, oh, it's just be in a, like, room, and you wouldn't see the outside, or the sun wouldn't be there. Like, it would be so... I don't know if I consider... What is it? RWBY? I don't know it. I'm that... Like, there's certain things in the anime scene that I literally don't know. So I've never watched that. I don't watch much anime. So maybe that means I classify it as an anime if I just called it one. There you go. But also, yeah, don't spam a question.
And I can carry for
Thoughts on Carly Rae Jepsen? Amazing. The queen of pop. Oh, Vocaloid is... I mean, it does have Mac now, but Vocaloid's mostly Windows. I shouldn't say that. There are so many Mac Vocaloid things now, and they've been striving really hard to make it available for Mac, but I can't get Vocaloid 4 just like this to work on Mac, and I get really sad because I don't like using PA Pro Studio. So, Windows.
and I can carry for
Have you heard of Danganronpa? Dangrandpa. Yeah. I watched it I read it back on the forum in 2014 or 13, back when someone was like translating it, and randomly whenever a new chapter of that the Danganronpa translation came out, they would suddenly put up a paywall, and it wasn't very transparent. It was like, we know what you're doing. We see that. Yeah, dang it, Ron Paul.
and I can carry for
Do you like K-pop or J-pop better? Oh, they're both great. Couldn't choose. Really couldn't choose. They both have aspects that I really love. They both have music, like, they both have things that the other doesn't have, and they both are very, like, impressive, and I just, yeah, really couldn't choose. Do you speak another language besides English? Nope. Imagine how everyone here would feel if they knew you have an Eleanor Forte song on Patreon. Listen, it's an alternate version of a song. It's not the original version. But yeah.
dreaming.
Hi, Circus. I'm curious on you have on thoughts on Vocaloid Oliver. I've never used him. I've heard that he is difficult to use. But also, whenever I hear him, he sounds pretty good. I was talking with a friend the other day that he probably has, like... He's one of those Vocaloids like Prima that has a very specific genre, and once you put him in that genre, he works great. But he's not like one of the Vocaloids you can use for pop very well.
And I can carry for dreaming.
Have you already showed your identity on the social medias? No. Well, yeah? No. I've talked about this last stream. I'm not planning on ever doing a face reveal or anything. I kind of like being a faceless entity, and I hope people would respect that, you know. I understand that people have curiosity and stuff, and like I'm not going to hide my face if you see me at a convention publicly, but there's some things I want to keep separate, you know? So, I'll be the weird one. Who's your favorite in Mamamoo? Hwasa. Hasa? I don't speak Korean very well. But she is great.
I'm dreaming.
Have you ever used Vocaloid Sachiko? No. But I imagine her like Prima, and from what I have heard, I really think she's awesome. Like, a good Vocaloid. Awesome.
I'm dreaming.
Would it be too much to ask to share what songs have references to video games? Oh, a lot of them. Oh, I play so many video games. Someone earlier asked what my favorite Nintendo franchise was, I think. And, God, I've been thinking about it, and I think I think I'm an Animal Crossing fan. I think that's my favorite. I was trying to think of anything else, but I think Animal Crossing's up there. I've been playing it since 2003. Circus, how do you make Dinah powerful? I do my best. It's probably in the pitch editing, like this little like swoop up.
With you.
But who's your favorite Pokemon? The big suit of armor golem guy. He's like a ghost possessing a suit of armor or something. He was my favorite. I give it a gender for some reason, when in reality, I don't think it has a gender. It's a suit of armor. But that was my favorite. I also love Kyogre and Bulbasaur and Leafeon. I like grass type Pokemon and ghost type Pokemon.
With you.
Golurk sounds about right.
With you. With you. With you.
I know you don't use it much, but who's your favorite Vocaloid? Takoezui was one of them, and Kikune Aiko is definitely up there. Western Vocaloids represent. Love them. But if you want like a favorite Japanese Vocaloid, then probably Skonete. Tei. I like her. She's pretty good.
With you. With you.
Who do you think is the hardest Vocaloid to use? Sonika's up there, and Miki is also up there. Sonika's up there because she's very muffled and kind of difficult. Miki because she was recorded off tune. And also, but there's a lot of Cyber Songman's great, but his range is so limited that he's pretty tough to use outside of like his one good range. Chris and Amy I've tried to use them and they're very like weird. They have their own specific quirks that I just need to get used to, I feel. Have you heard of an utao called Matsuda Poyo? Oh yeah. I know there's a lot of people who really love that utao, but I'm not really into those types of utaos. I'm biased. I like female vocals. I don't think you'll ever see me say a fave is like my fave of anything is like of anything musically is like a male vocal or anything, which is odd, but it's just what I prefer, I guess.
With you.
I kind of want this to fade out.
With you.
Yeah, that works. Alright, so I'm going to save and see what I got so far.
We've been awake for hours and hours, don't wanna let you go.
Kaito is the exception, but even then he's in my top like 10 favorite Vocaloids. He's my favorite male Vocaloid, so he gets like pushed up a lot because people ask that a lot. But even then he's probably in my top 10 Vocaloids. I think he's like 6. But still, of all the Vocaloids, of all like the 70 there are, Kaito is number 6 fave, so you are correct. Kaito is the exception. I do love him.
I can't explain the way you make me feel, the way you make me whole. But baby, with you, I would go anywhere. Nothing ever compares to you. Couldn't even say it, but I knew I meant it. And I can hear my heart beating beneath the sound of her breathing. And I don't care if I'm dreaming with you.
It sounds a bit slow. On the top of the Vocaloid you have used, who do you hate for your pronunciation? Prima? But that's just because she doesn't fit my genre, and she's very, very, very valid for, like, opera singing. I just don't do that. So I guess Prima's pronunciation, but that's because she's specialized for not my genre. So I wouldn't even say hate, but that's, like, the pronunciation I like the least, I guess. Oh, I'd love a Teto song from you. Teto would be nice, but again, I would probably have to try and figure out a way to contact Twin Drill and be like, hey, can I use Teto and like sell a song with her? And then they would be like, either A, never respond to me because I would have to email them in English, or B, respond to me in Japanese, like nani, or 3, respond to me in English fully and say, no, we will not allow this. So I'm kind of like, because I release my music, and I do always plan to release everything on Patreon in the future, in like albums and commercially and in like YouTube videos and stuff, I I need to have commercial rights to the vocalists I use. So that's always a big hiccup. Is it okay if I make cover songs of your songs? I did promise myself to give you credit and other Vocaloid producers credit too. Yeah, as long as you credit, it's fine. You don't even have to ask me unless if you're going to monetize it, you may have to ask me. I would ask you to ask me. But yeah, if you just are covering it to have fun and covering it and like sharing it on YouTube and you survived, we need more covers, please. It's so sad. I don't know where all the cover artists went. SoundCloud? Vocaloid used to have so many covers of everything. And I know Jirai is holding up the torch for like pop song covers and they do a great job, but we need more covers. Please. Oh. Oh, Kitty, what are you doing under my desk? Hi Circus, what's your favorite Neru song? Neru did Ia Ia Ia, right? Cause that's a bop. That's really good.
And I don't care if I'm dreaming.
I don't care if I'm dreaming. Maybe I want to do that. I also sang that really bad. Oh, well, yeah. In my mind, okay. Covers with Vocaloids is what I mean. Covers of Vocaloid songs by actual vocalists, I feel like is still declining a little bit, but still doing pretty alright. But there used to be this whole like culture part of Vocaloid that was just like a Vocaloid song would come out, like say Gyari's recent song, like Chocolate Ice, you know? And then within a week, there would be a Miku cover, there would be a Rin cover, there'd be a Len cover, there'd be a Gumi cover, there'd be whatever new Vocaloid just came out would get a cover. Like, it would be a whole thing where a song would come out, and if it had the instrumental released, people would immediately work on making covers of it, and then there would be like 8 versions of this brand new song. It was a thing. I remember back in the day when it was a race to see who could cover the recent Nicki song with a Vocaloid. And it was a thing. I don't know if it's still around, but I can't find it anymore. It's probably because YouTube copyright stuff, but
And I don't care if I'm dreaming with you.
that kind of cover? I thought you meant cover art. Oh, no. Though fan art's always appreciated.
I'm dreaming.
How much phoneme editing did you do for Micah and like whatever? About as much as you need to get her to sing in English. I'm of the opinion that I don't need to like get rid of her accent because I really like it. So I just kind of did the base for like making her sing in English that sounded understandable to me. Because I really love accents. They're all so good. I've started to, as you can probably see with the phoneme editing in these things, I've chilled out quite a bit. I'm trying to let the voice bank do its own thing and do most of the pitch editing down here so that it feels smooth and the original accent's still there to a decent degree. I mean, I do try and fix some things, but... Why do people insist on making English songs with Micah? Because she was advertised to speak in English as well as Spanish. In fact, on the Vocaloid website, which has each Vocaloid, or at least for a while, had each Vocaloid doing like a scale test to be like do, re, mi, fa, or whatever. I think it was specifically like it was that song. Micah's version was in English. So if you were clicking on every single Vocaloid to hear a sample of them, Micah would just sing in English to you. So that's why she was advertised as multilingual.
I'm dreaming.
What sort of things do you need to fix while tuning? With most Krypton Japanese Vocaloids, the major thing is originally native Japanese like singing Vocaloids is I think the list they use or whatever. I don't know, something about them, like when they say with or ing, it's like with and ing, which is valid. But I just try and change that to like with and ing, so it's a bit more, it sounds less stressed. That's the major pronunciation thing I changed. There's not much else I changed. Have you tried out Ia English? Also, hello. Hello. I have. I wrote a song with her.
I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming.
Macnina's R's are adorable. Oh yeah. She's fun, in air quotes, to tune. But also, like I said, I don't try and change her up too much. Because there's some instances where it's really cute and really nice.
I'm dreaming.
What was your favorite album of my own? Lucid Cupcake 5 or 715? It's definitely the most recent one, 715. Though I do appreciate 5. That's the one I'm the most proud of because it is the closest to my current quality of work, I feel. Yeah. Circus, you should join all of us at AWA? AWA? I don't know where that is. I live very far away. Back when Miku V3 English came out, how did you make her pronounce her L sounds? She just did. To a certain degree. I think I swapped, like, if she had, like, a single L, I might have swapped it to the L0 thing. But that's, like, about it. If anything, I feel like Miku V4 almost has a tougher time with her L's. Sometimes I just can't fix it. But then again, I'm like, you know what? It's okay.
I'm dreaming with. Dreaming with.
Do you think Miku is overrated? Nah, we need a most popular Vocaloid. That's very short answer to your question. I'm sorry. I feel like Miku's like popularity is to be expected, because in everything you look at, there's always that like one that gets people into it, and then they see all the other ones, and they're like, oh wow, actually I like this more. So I feel like Miku's very much needed.
With you.
What are your views on Vocal Shifter? I've never really used it. I suppose it's good if you have a good bass vocal to use, but also I feel like a lot of people don't ask the vocalist that they're basing a tuning off of to tune off of it, which I feel like that's something people forget about.
With you.
What do you like about Luka's voice? It's like deep, but also powerful in V4. It's probably one of the most powerful English voice banks, I feel. Very clear.
I'm dreaming with you.
I can just like copy and paste this. I could be lazy. Your opinion on Tonio? He's pretty alright. Again, he's like Prima in that he has a very specific genre, but that's valid. V5 is not that bad. Yeah, I'm going to be throwing this in V5 after I finish the first a few passes, you know, like doing the pitch editing and the stuff like that. So, yeah, it has its ups and downs. Do you have any future songs featuring Ruby? Yes, I do. That's all I'm going to say about it.
I'm dreaming with.
How do you do vocal chops in new tone and harmonies with pitcher? I don't do vocal chops in new tone. I do harmonies in pitcher, though. I do vocal chops just by kind of like grabbing the wave file and moving it around. And harmonies in pitcher, you have to make a MIDI guide for them, and then you send that guide to pitcher. Like you do MIDI in FL Studio, you do MIDI out like channel 2, and then pitcher there's a way to read like channel 2 MIDI out, and then it will snap all of the notes to that note that you made in the MIDI. Kaito English sounds like Kermit, honestly. You take that back. You are not valid. That opinion, wrong. No, it's okay. I like him, though. How long do you typically spend on a song? It varies. I can finish a song in 2 to 3 days, but Patreon means I focus on a song for 2 to 3 weeks, and it lets me do more minute details and stuff like that. The pace you see me tuning at right now, this is me at like probably like half to quarter speed of my normal tuning. I could have had this done in an hour if I wasn't streaming. Thoughts on V-Flower? She's pretty great. Very yelly, but like in a good yell, you know? Like she goes, ah, but it's like a pretty ah, and then everyone's like, ah, she sounds so nice going, ah. So then she yells more, and it's great. What's the most obscure game you've ever played? Right
is.
I can't think of any off the top of my head. The ones that have impacted me that I feel like a lot of people don't know about are like Haunting Ground, and Clock Tower, but those are big games. Those are big like if you're into horror games, those are a big. So like I don't know, I'll have to think about that a bit more.
Right is the.
Have you ever played Splatoon 1 or 2? Yes. I played both. I played Splatoon 2 a bit more, but they're pretty good. Do you think Miriam should get an update? Maybe. I feel like people would want it, but I feel like people should know what would be happening if she got an update. Because V1 to any other Vocaloid thing is a major update. There's people who still use Vocaloid 1 Kaito and Meiko. Because it wasn't actually the vocal samples. It was a synth imitating it, so it didn't sound quite like the original vocalists, and you could edit it a lot more. You can make it sound totally different. There were ways to, like, more singer editor options than there are in even modern day Vocaloid. So with an update, it makes it clearer and more specific. Like, it makes it a very specific vocal tone that might not be what you heard in the original voice. So I'm all for a Miriam update, but people should be prepared that if that happens, she's probably, in fact, I would go as far to say she definitely will not sound like Miriam V1. She will not sound like the Miriam that you know.
Right as the sun.
Well, maybe she'd sound like the real Miriam. I don't know. V1 doesn't sound that bad if you use it well. That's true. That is a valid opinion. V1 sounds great. People have done magic with that iteration of Vocaloid. It's incredible.
Sunny. Sun.
What are your views about the Vocaloid derivatives like Neru, Akita, or Haku, Yowane? I thought about this a while, and I realized, because I resented them a little bit for a while, because they just confuse new people into Vocaloid, you know? People who are into Vocaloid and don't fully understand the concept of it will see them before they see, like, even Gumi in some cases, you know? They're like, they'll see them and think that they're real Vocaloids, or see them and just get confused because there's so much fan content with them about. So I was like, they're just there to mess with people's minds, you know, to make Vocaloid more difficult to understand. But then I realized that what they are is similar to what Snow Miku is. And that if someone makes a Snow Miku song, they make an original Miku song using the Snow Miku design in the video, they still call it a Miku song. It's just using the Snow Miku design. So Neru and Haku are like that to me. They're just like, they're still Miku or Rin. Some Neru uses Rin, but just different designs, you know? So it made me come to peace with them a bit more. They're all right.
It's on the horror.
I remember way back in the DeviantArt days, there was a time when fanlords were such a thing that people would have specific singer settings for their fanlords that they made designs of, and they would post them, and they would be like, this is my Miku fanlord. Her name is Matsune Hiku, and she is Miku, but with breathiness at +16, brightness at -12, gender factor at 84, you know? It was stuff like that. And then if you made a cover with Miku where you edited her voice to be like deeper a little bit, people would be like, this sounds like my fanlord and it doesn't sound like Miku at all. So I'm glad we moved past that. That's the one part of fanlord culture I wasn't into. It's like, you can't claim a specific setting of the voice bank. What's your opinion on Gachaploid? He has very strong chaotic energy.
Right as the sun is on the...
Yeah. I feel like you could have just cut out the rest of that and just said, my opinion could just be he. Any tips on mixing Vocaloid vocals? There's so many ways to go about that. I have a very particular mixing style. If you want to emulate my style, which is not right, it's not... Most people would tell you to not do this. I love how compressed vocals sound. I love that sound. When the consonants... No, wait. Consonants... trying... Are like really up there. I love that. When they're really loud. So if you want to mix like me, just compress your vocals so hard.
horizon. Right as the sun is on the horizon.
I don't really like these lyrics. Maybe I'll change them. Have you been drinking water? Yes. I'll drink more. Why don't you include harmonies in your VSQs? Because if you mean the versions that I post to YouTube, that's because I do the harmonies after I've tuned the entire song. If you mean, in some instances with my Patreon, tune VSQs, it's because sometimes I'll tune the harmonies, like move them around and stuff like that, and then just forget to save the VSQ and then be like, heck. So, do you prefer Neru as a high-pitched Miku or a low-pitched Rin? Whatever. Probably low-pitched Rin. Maybe. I don't know.
Right as the sun is on the horizon.
You're planning on releasing this to Patreon on the 21st, right? If I remember what you said last time correctly. Yes, I always release my new Patreon songs on the 21st of each month. So if you would like to pledge to get a new song, I release it at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 21st. I try and stick to that schedule. I try to have it down to the hour, so that people can pledge and know when to pledge if they would like to change the pledge as well. Like, say you pledged $15 the past month and you can't afford that. I want to make sure you have a designated date, a designated deadline to know when to change your pledge down, because I don't want to be like, surprise, I'm charging you all money, because I'd feel bad. I think I used to do that, and I'm glad I don't anymore, because my god. What do you think of the Vocaloid meme squad? Oliver, Fukase, Pico, and V-Flower. That's the meme squad? Huh. Fukase and V-Flower are great. Oliver's adorable. And I'm sure Pico does his best.
We're at
Any future songs with Miki V4? Not in mind right now. I don't have any, like, Japanese songs.
we're at
Have you heard the Japanese cover of Deja Vu? I think so? Maybe? If you could choose one Japanese Vocaloid to have an English voice bank who doesn't have one already, who would you want it to have? I feel like you know this answer. I feel like you are setting me up for this. But if there was one Japanese Vocaloid to get an English voice bank, it would be Miki, and I would love it, and I would cry. Oh yeah, no, I have really strong opinions about Pico recently. I firmly believe, I will stand by this, that Pico was released in the wrong generation of Vocaloid. I feel like Pico, if he was released in the generation of V3 and V4, where multiple voice banks like Una, Sweet, and Spicy, and all of that was available, if Pico had a high and low voice bank, he would be incredible. Like, if they separated his range into two voice banks, and he was one package with two voice banks, one character, he would be amazing. If Pico was a V3, we would all stan him.
we're at
I'm glad you guys agree. VY2 was very close, but his falsetto voice bank didn't stand on its own. But he was great. VY2 is up there with one of my favorite Japanese male vocals.
we're at text.
What language would you want to see for a Vocaloid next? French or German, maybe? because we have Spanish, English, and then we have Korean, Japanese, obviously, and Chinese. So, I feel like French or German would kind of balance that out as like 3 Western languages and 3 like Eastern languages, you know, in my mind. I know that they intermingle quite a bit, but in my head, that's what makes sense. Oh, Russian would be cool too. V5 doesn't support cross-synth, that's sad, that's so true. What about one for Filipino? Oh yeah, I mean, no, trust me. There are a lot of languages I did not mention. I only said 2. There are so many languages out there that if they became the next Vocaloid, I would love it. But those are the 2 that I'm like, Ooh, or Finnish.
Textbook.
There's so many languages. We need more. I think Utao is working on getting like people who speak said languages are working on lists for them. Like Utao has such a wide range of languages in it right now.
We are at Textbook.
Hey, Circ. Oh. I know that's my most popular video on my Cheez-Its Are Yummy channel. But my comedy has evolved. Okay.
Textbook.
Is it easy to tune Chinese Vocaloids? I don't speak the language very well, so I don't do much phoneme editing. But they are very impressively high quality, I feel. There are times when I feel like I can't even hear a Vocaloid engine noise in them. Like, they just straight up sound like the direct samples that were recorded. And that's so impressive to me. So, like, Chinese Vocaloids are incredible.
Black.
You watch Ed and Eddie? I did when I made that video, like, what, 5 years ago? How old is that video? Was it 2013? It feels like 2013. That's like 6 years ago, right?
We are takes back the takes back.
Do you have an opinion on Arsloid? I feel like he was a neat experiment. I liked how his banks cross-synth with him and were specifically meant to be cross-synth and not standalone. I feel like that was unique. It means he didn't have to put a lot of effort in making them stand on their own, you know, and it was just instead one really dynamic voice bank. But with the implement of Vocaloid 5, Arsloid's officially dead.
We are takes back the
How can I make Luka say book? Book. Book.
buick the
Yeah, I mean, he is called Arsloid. Straight up.
book the book the
What are your thoughts on Talkloid? Isn't that what Miku Hot Sauce is? What do you think about Luka V4 English Soft? Never use it.
black the
I only because it's not even new recordings. I wish V4 English Soft was like V2 ported into V4. Oh, that'd be more valid. But what's your opinion on Nightcore? It's alright.
Break it.
Thanks, Luka, why do you do this?
Text it.
Also, Cirque, I would sell you my soul if you made a trio song with Dexter and a Ruby. I tell you this all the time, but my wish will never falter. Maybe someday, now that I have them. Which Vocaloid is your favorite? Luka and Miki. They're tied for faves. Oh, what time is it? Okay. Are you making music full-time, or do you have a job in real life? Right now I'm making music full-time. This is my job. Sometimes it overwhelms me, so I feel, but I don't know. It depends on how it goes, if I can keep up with, like, the schedule I've set.
Text it.
The issue is that the phoneme for book is literally, Luke is literally saying Luke. I mean book. Let's see, what happens if I said it's a look?
Luka.
It's better.
Text it.
Close. I feel like I'm getting there. We're figuring out this workaround. These are the words that non-native English speakers tend to have issues with, as far as Vocaloid goes, that I've seen. Like the sound. It's weird. It's a weird sound. Do you plan on shuffling your Vocaloid songs to other Vocaloid singers as a new album? Maybe. I might do like different variations of songs. I've been thinking about it. But I don't know. We'll make some Kayame songs in the future. Maybe. I don't write enough duets.
Text it.
Thoughts on Kikuo? Incredible. Iconic. Legendary. Brilliant. Do you have any... Wait, what was the question? Scrolls up. Which Vocaloid would you recommend for beginners? I answered this recently on Curious Cat, like almost right before the stream. For English, I recommend Cyber Diva. And for Japanese, I recommend Hatsune Miku. And the reason being, Cyber Diva sounds good. She's very clear. I super recommend Cyber Diva if you have an American accent, especially, because then you don't have to edit her at all. Her pronunciation is exactly how an American would sing things if they had a very, very strong American accent. And she has a good range and good tone. She's very high quality. Hatsune Miku, for Japanese, I recommend, is because... How many of you guys have listened to an absolute banger by Miku where she's not tuned at all? And how many of those you people who have heard that don't even mind that she's not tuned? Like, in my case, maybe it's just because I've listened to Miku since 2008. We used to have untuned Miku. That was the norm. So to me, Miku sounds almost like in her element when she has no tuning. Like, if Miku is overtuned, she sounds weird. So, you can get away with learning how to tune and doing very light editing with Miku. So I recommend that for beginners as well, because you don't even have to tune Miku, really.
Definitely.
Or you could just be like KZ and auto-tune hell her. Yeah. Miku sounds great with auto-tune. Have you ever used MMD before? Oh boy, I did, yeah.
Freemason.
there was this one video I made way back on my old channel. I don't know if it's re-uploaded, but it got like millions of views, I feel, or hundreds of thousands at least. It was a wild amount. That was just a bunch of model edits dancing to Love and Joy, and I put them in like a gymnasium, and the camera was moving around. It was basically flailing around, and it was just like there was like tiny versions of like Vocaloids. Like I made chibi-fied versions of like Meiko and Kaito, and they were like dancing in front of the full-size versions of Meiko and Kaito. And it was just a video, and for some reason people liked it. And when I told like friends that I made that, they were like, "You made that?" And I showed, because people have re-uploaded the video, and I showed it to them, and they were like, "Oh my god, this was my childhood." So I did that. And as far as buying Vocaloids, I purchased most of, I like the boxed Vocaloids. I like physical boxes. So I buy them through amazon.co.jp. And I got distracted. I think they ship most Vocaloids directly to you now, but I also used a third-party service called Tenso. It was tenso.com before they switched to allowing like stuff from amazon.co.jp to be shipped outside of Japan. So yeah. Do you have an opinion on AV Techno? Oh, I love their stuff. There's so many. Like, I remember the first ever song I covered, like tried to sing myself, was Die. Dark 6 or something is like one of my favorite Len songs. There's AV Techno's iconic. Are you ever going to let a fan sing one of your songs in the future, like an original? I have been thinking of collaborating with like Utaites more. I did that with the release of Dream with Jubiphonic, and it was cool, but the way that my schedule works is like, I don't know, maybe? My music making schedule is pretty down to the wire, as you guys can see, because I'm still tuning this song and I have to post it in a week. Oh, never mind, I'm fine. But if I told a Utaite, hey, sing my song in a week, none of them would do it. So I don't really collab with Utaites that often, because I am a chaotic person who is very down to the wire with my own deadlines that I set myself and could easily change, but I don't. Thoughts on Yusuke Kira? Makes constant bangers. Awesome. The greatest pop shit in the world. Oh my god, and he just keeps getting better and better. I'm so insecure. What do you think about Quad Dimension? That's the company that does Stardust, right? I really like that they're embracing like synth V, right? They're making more like Chinese vocals for synth V, like all of Stardust's friends, right? Am I thinking of the same company? Cause that's awesome. I love when Vocaloid companies start out as something and expand, like how Ia and One are on Chevio now. No, Ia isn't fully her Japanese voice bank, and Ia Rocks are still on Vocaloid. I don't think she has a Japanese voice bank in Chevio yet. But yeah, I love that. It's always fun. New synths are always fun. I think someone earlier asked me about deep vocal. I know nothing about it, but new synths are always fun. I love people trying out new things, seeing people be open to the concept of a new synth outside of Vocaloid. I feel like we're really more receptive of that now, and it's nice. It's I like seeing what can come out of it, because it's totally always a sound that's completely different than Vocaloid. It's awesome. You, Kira, and Crusher are my 3 favorite Vocaloid songwriters. Oh, thank you. I will do my best to continue to write songs that you can enjoy. Do you know of Synth V? I'm hoping you just got here, because I was just ranting about that. But it's okay, it's valid. Yes. Synth V is really cool.
And I tell all that.
Circus, do you have any refs for the outfit Miku is wearing in Evergreen? Oh, Akuo drew that one. It's based on a design that I drew, but he changed it. I could probably pull up the full illustration. Well, no, it's his art, but I did commission it. I don't know. Let's see. I think it'll be fine if I pull it up to show you the full art. Let's see. There we go. Boop boop. That's Miku. Akuo drew this. His Twitter is hold on. I'm going to find him. Oh yeah, his Twitter is @Akuose. I will type out this link in chat so you can see it, cause he drew this. This is Miku's full outfit. I was thinking about drawing her for Miku collab, so it'd be a big help. Yeah, here you go. Miku. No problem. Alright, I'm going to close this and get back to tuning. I don't think I've heard you talk before. I am bamboozled. Hello. This is my voice. How are you? Bless Miku, the creator of Minecraft. Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I tell all men.
What's your opinion on Lapis? She is adorable.
All the men.
Your voice is so soothing. Make an ASMR channel. Oh, I appreciate that you think that, but to me, I just sound so nerdy. Did you listen to the Creeper Aw Man Gumi cover? Is that song called Revenge? I heard part of it. How about Rana? Rana is one of my faves. Rana is also in my top 10 fave Vocaloids. I have a thing for pink characters. Don't know why. They're adorable. I love Luka, Miki, Uni, sorry. Luka, Miki, Uni, Azuki, Rana. Iya in my mind has pink and like Iya rocks for sure. Like Micah too. There's a lot of like, yeah. Yuzuki Yukari, oh yeah. Yuzuki Yukari is pretty great. Lupin, hello! Talk nerdy to me? Hello, welcome to my ASMR channel where I just read the entirety of the lore to World of Warcraft to you. Okay, so it started out when the orcs invaded Azeroth.
Ollie.
Cursed. Stop that. Yeah. When's your birthday? Look at my recent album. Look at the name of that. That's my birthday. Did you watch Conqueror live by Iya? No, I haven't seen it live, but I've seen like recordings of it, and I've seen I've listened to it. I've listened to the Teto cover that's done by Andui, I feel like is how you say their name. It's the Teto cover's incredible. Please look that up. Conquer is a great song. The only thing that would be more cursed is an ASMR Vocaloid song. Oh gosh, who would sing that? I feel like Oliver would have to be in there. Miku Soft as well. Rin and Len, like warm and cold, I think. Oh, Zunko. Oh, Zunko would be the ASMR queen. Yeah. I'm not gonna do it, but if someone did it, I'd appreciate it. Ivana. You're right.
Ollie.
If Miki kicked down your front door and started screaming for no reason, how would you react? I'd probably scream back because she's suddenly real, and not only real, but also sentient. Because even in fantasy, even as a Vocaloid, she's supposed to be a robot. So I'm just kind of like, 1, robots are real. 2, Vocaloids are real. 3, oh my god, she's angry at me? It'll be a moment.
Ollie. Ollie.
Oh wait, that means I missed your birthday this year. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Next year. They happen every year. Oh, Kayuki's trip. Would you do an ASMR just to be cursed? No. Do you remember your Miki cover of Ne by Perfume? Yes. I'm still pretty proud of that. The mixing was bad though. God. But Creeper. Oh man. Wouldn't that be cursed? An ASMR version of that. Someone's already done it. Someone has to be doing it. Done it. Circus sings Revenge by ASMR. I saw that after I did it. Technically, you're psychic. Have you ever been in a Vocaloid concert? Technically, 10,000 Stars was in Miku Expo 2016.
Again.
So Circus, in the future you will have a jelly bean castle. Awesome. Down for that. Cool. Will I also rule over the jelly bean kingdom? The very first thing that popped up when it's searching for Revenge ASMR is an ASMR cover of Revenge. So yes, you're right. It exists. Fade in Vogue America. Oh yeah, that's not my only song in Vogue America, but Lupin is correct. I've been in Vogue America a lot. Yes, you will have a jelly bean army. You are the great jelly bean overlord. Awesome.
Again.
Do you have Project Diva? I have the first 2 in Japanese, and then I have Project Diva X. They're fun. They're pretty fun. I don't play them too often. I get distracted with games that aren't like... Because I moved to like so many mobile games that like if I want to play a rhythm game, I'll just open up Starlight Stage and also be working towards grinding for like fan count and stuff, so...
Again.
Jelly beans equals jeans. No! What was the first song you did with Gumi? I feel like... I remember... Was it Amai Kotoba? Maybe. Do you have a Switch? I do. Circus, are you bilingual? No. 日本語が少しわかります。でも、上手じゃありません. And, what's the other one? 한국말 잘 못해요. That's all I know.
Against the
You will also learn the jelly language, so I'll become bilingual. Nice. Miss your self-cover Circus? They're on my Patreon. I do them now more so on my Patreon than publicly because I can have the freedom to know that they're not really like out there, so that I can mess up and they can be not that great, so then I feel more comfortable to do them. Which is a bad excuse because technically, to be blunt, they're just behind a paywall. But they might come out in the future. I do want to sing more. I do want to practice singing more though first, so I don't have to spend like 4 hours editing my vocals.
against the wall. The wall.
So you will get the upcoming new Project Diva game for Switch, right? Also, what will you be like if Miku went to Smash? I'll only get the new Project Diva game for Switch if it's available in English. And, I mean, I know that's weird, but I'm trying to be more like... To limit what I spend my money on, I try and only buy localizations and stuff now. And also, if Miku got into Smash, I would cry. I had a dream once. I remember, it was like months ago. I was telling Lupin about this dream. I had a dream that for some reason, they were announcing the 4th DLC character. And it was like the opening with like Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, and they were like looking outside a window, and then Haruka Amami from the Idolmaster just trips onto screen, and it's like zooms in on her falling to the ground like, new challenger, Haruka, and then it was like hero style. All the alts were like all the other Idolmaster girls. And then it was just like showing Uzuki show up and like all the other idol girls, and I was like, what is going on? And then at the end of it, they're in a cafe for some reason, and there's like this big silhouette of someone who walks on screen, and you can't even hear her, but you see like a text box come up that's like, but I think it was like Ano, because for some reason it was in Japanese. And then Haruka turns around, and then she falls over again, and the camera, and because she's like, oh, she's like freaking out, because the camera spins to show that it's Miku. And then I woke up. But that was a wild dream.
The wall. The wall.
I love your singing voice, Circus. Oh, thanks. Are you sure you weren't on drugs when you had that dream? You don't need drugs when you are chaotic. Just naturally. A new fighter joins the screen. Insert World is Mine in the background. Yeah. It's just like you hear the like start of World is Mine, and like it pans over to Miku, and she goes like "se," but then it's cuts her off and stops at the new fighter, new challenger, right after she just says "se," and that's it. That's all that is.
Comes baby.
I still remember. I think the reason this came up was because I was talking a while ago. I think before even Smash Ultimate was a thing. Like, what if any Idolmaster girls or idol girls in general were in a game? What their like power move would be, like in Brawl, I think. And if Chihaya got into like a fighting game and like her ultimate move was just her going like Naruko, everyone would cry immediately because I would cry. I think that's what inspired that dream.
Cause baby,
Will it be your power move, Circus? Going to sleep. Good night.
cause baby, baby,
Wasn't that Black Mirror episode basically Miley Cyrus Vocaloid? Not exactly. But close.
cause baby,
Luka and Circus's stand. Don't fully understand that, but I'm not gonna say that's wrong. Circus confirmed to be a Jigglypuff main or just Jigglypuff itself. Yeah. Actually, I main Isabelle. I'm one of those people. And I'm not ashamed of it.
be with you.
I used to main Villager when Villager first came out, and then Isabelle was announced, and I was like, so now I main Isabelle. Who's a Vocaloid you want to like but just can't? I'm so unsurprised you main her. Sorry, I know I should have answered that, but I will in a second. But I'm glad that I have that aura about me, the Isabelle main aura. Okay, who's a Vocaloid you want to like but just can't? Gakpo. I say he's like on the bottom of my list right now. I really don't like Gakpo. I like his power voice bank only, and that's about it. I have no plans on ever buying him because he's expensive and his design is very complicated, but I respect it. It's like there's a lot of things that are like lead me to be like I should like him and other people like him and he's like gacked, but I don't like him. I feel bad. Maybe if he gets an update and then suddenly they like if they give him an English voice bank, I would probably get that and cry. But at the moment I just don't like him and I feel bad. Luka is Circus' stand, but has to go under a different name for JoJo's naming conventions. I propose Rip Release or Last of Me. Oh, Last of Me is at least my song.
Cause baby with you.
Just know that if you like Gakpo, you are valid and it's okay, and I don't dislike you and you have good taste. I just don't like him. Oh, dang, it's 4. Oh, wow, I was gonna stop here. Wow, that crept up on me. I didn't expect that. The reason I try and stop is because I gotta go make a meal because I have a specific eating like schedule now. I've been working on myself, you know? Self-care. Drink water. Everyone, if you have water, if you have a cup of water, if you have a bottle of water, if you have water nearby, drink. Drank. But yeah, so for now, I think I'm gonna stop this stream. I appreciate all of you guys for coming. Thank you so much for being here and watching me tune and answer questions. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun chatting with you guys. I'm probably going to finish tuning this off stream. There's a possibility that I may do all the pitch editing off stream and when I plan to move into V5, I might do one last stream for this tuning. Part 3 may come. It sounds like a decent idea. I might do it in a few days, like 2 to 3 days, maybe. I'll tweet it out. I'm at Vocus on Twitter. I'll probably do it around the same time. Possibly. So if that does happen, look out for that. But if not, I appreciate you guys for coming. We learned a lot. We found out that I had some hiccups, but at least I can stream a little bit. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. And I hope you guys look forward to this new song. And thank you all for supporting me. All right. Bye.